Hello there, fellow
Uh,
Mass Effect 4 Guardians fans. My name is Naomi Demeter, and I will be your commander in today's show. And with me, here is Lieutenant Tyler Rusty.
Hello there, crew.
Well, today we are back with another Mass Effect 4 Guardians podcast. And we have reached a point where we have to talk about one of the biggest game changer things in the Mass Effect series, and that's the Krogans as a species. And we all know that all of us love our aggressive dinosaur friends because they are kind of like dinosaurs, I think. It's kind of like
And
them.
speaking of dinosaurs, who's going to be our main topic today? Captain, Commander.
Liara?
What?
You never know. Liara may be a giant T-Rex. You never know. You are confused. You are
Well, she is a quarter Krogan.
yeah. Actually, yes, she is a Kotor Kogan, but no. We are today here with Rex, Grant, and Eve, and kinda with all the Krogan ever. So let's just start it. Last podcast we talked about the consequences in the Mass Effect 1, and you know, Rex is kind of you decide his fate in at the end on Vermeer. So yeah, um, let's just talk about that. Oh, and by the way, who was the other leader? Reeve?
Yeah, his
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, brother. So yeah, so if you killed Rex, you are an idiot. Period. But yeah, I love my fandom. I think that it's obvious. I love everyone equally, except those who killed the Geth and Rex. Well, let's go on. Um, what should be the consequences of killing Rex? We all know that if you kill Rex, Reeve will show up who is kinda like a dumbass dictator. He is like a regular Krogan with regular ambition. Like, he's a warlord. He's nothing more, kinda.
Yeah, I agree. Whereas Rex tries to be somewhat of a diplomat. He tries to reach some sort of middle ground. Reeve is just
Like,
war.
Rex is actually using his head. Reed, on the other hand, is just using his hands and maybe his head to to
Headbutt.
break things, but
Yeah.
not, you understand. So he is just a dictator. Um, I had to, sorry. So the thing is that, yeah, please don't kill Rex in Mass Effect 1. But yeah, if you did, like, what's going to change? In Mass Effect 3, in Mass Effect 3, you will have the if Rex survives, I think Reeve will die in Mass Effect 3. Am I right?
Yes, Reeve will get eaten up by, or at least murdered by Calros, the mother of all Thresher moths.
What a glorious death. May he respawn as a treasure mo. So the thing is, that yeah, if Rex survives, Reeve is kinda like a non-existent character in the lore. But we have to consider the option that actually that you killed Rex in Mass Effect 1. So, what was the another biggest moment in Krogan history? Did you save Malen's data or not? Because this means that Eve survives in Mass Effect 3 or not, as I know.
Once again, you are correct.
Great. So the thing is that it's really nice that I understand the no consequences from the games when I'm writing the next episode of the games. That's really nice. So the thing is, um, if you don't save Melon's research data, Eve will die. And even if you saved Rex, Rex will tell you that this may hinder future cooperation between the tribes of the Krogan. Because yeah, Eve was kinda like a symbol of Krogan, I don't know, unity. Yeah. You know the scene when the Krogans are bickering between each other and then Eve shows up and said like something memorable like shut the fuck up, and then everyone shuts their mouth. So the thing is that the best outcome, the most peregrine outcome, kind of, that you didn't kill Rex, you saved millions research data, and then you actually cured the genophage. Because then the Krogan have a bright future ahead of them. But if you messed up any of these steps, well, it won't be that nice. So let's just go back. If you if you didn't save millions research data, then Rex will survive, you will cure the genophage, but yeah, Eve will die, and that may lead to some problems, but I don't think that this would, like, I don't know, maybe in our game, like, I don't know what that will, like, matter. Maybe there will
Hmm.
be, like, um, a side mission about it, that there is a tribe that doesn't want to cooperate, or something like that, or some dialogue changes here and there, but I don't think that it would matter so much. Like I know that it matters for Rex and it matters for the Krogan, but I don't know how much should we show this in our game.
From what from what I understand of the Krogan is that they are very, uh, if politics fail, which they usually do with Krogan, then it's warfare. So Eve was kind of that buffer zone of we're going to try and do politics more. And
Yeah,
so what I think is that rebellion has not started between the Krogan, but Rex is still barely holding it together.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So like we will experience some dialogue differences and a side mission maybe or two about like a tribe of Krogan that doesn't want to cooperate or something like this. But kinda that's it, I think, for this possibility. Um, okay, next one. If like if you did cure the genophage and everything, if you did cure the genophage, you will see Tuchanka like kinda has a rebirth, or it reborn, and it's the culture is flourishing, and like Krogan are building nice houses and stuff like that. They are just recollecting themselves, and everything looks hopeful. And there are many more Krogan, and there are Krogan children running around and stuff like that. It's not it's not all happy, because you can hear that many Krogan are bickering that yeah, we should conquer other systems and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that the council is is harshly limiting the expansion of the Krogans, because they know that they will like reproduce like exponentially. But so yeah, there are disturbing voices that we should conquer again, go to a conquest and stuff like that, a campaign, a military campaign, but in generally everything looks kind of happy. But if you did not cure the genophage first, Rex will kind of die, and then Reeve also died because Rex lived. So Reeve died, Rex died, and you didn't cure the genophage, and that's pretty messed up. So it's like we will get a new Krogan leader that is maybe even worse than Reeve, which is kinda shit. So generally, if you didn't cure the genophage, then you will see the same kind of hub areas, but it's like much more dusty and sad, and it's kind of like the Middle East this time of year. So it's like you know those the stone buildings that has that are crumbling, stuff like that. So yeah,
My take on if you don't cure the genophage, Rex and Reeve die and everything like that. Um, what I think of it is that since this is the blue ending, Shepard um is more or less in control of the Reapers. I see it as the Krogan were, came back to Tachanka, hopefully trying to get a cure, and at the end of the war, they were interned, and now Reaper forces are occupying Tuchanka, and they had to live behind metal fences or something, and there's some sort of Krogan underground. That's the way I'm thinking of, anyway.
like let's call them guardians first.
Guardians, sorry.
But so you think that the Guardians would put up electrical fences around the Krogan towns if Rex and Reeve died?
If the genophage wasn't cured,
Hmm,
because it's not that they're specifically eliminating them as fast as they can. They're just making sure they can't get out and try to find a way.
I see.
And if Eve lives in this case, I could see her trying to uh, run the underground, trying to find the fertile females, trying to get them to have more children, trying to keep the Krogan race
I
alive.
don't know.
While
It's like Eve is a fine. Yeah, what you are saying for Eve is fine, but I don't think that this fence thing. I I imagine the Guardians to be more subtle about these things, so it's like they don't let Krogans to go off world and colonize other parts of the galaxy, so it's like it's already shit for them on Tuchanka. They just don't have to leave it. And for a machine, time is irrelevant. So if it takes, I don't know, 1,000 years or more, they just don't care about it. Like it's not like Shepard is controlling them like manually. They are thinking for themselves and they just don't care about time.
yeah, what I mean by because I'm not talking about it's a chain link fence, nobody could get through it unless you have wire cutters. Not what I mean. Just some sort of like when I'm thinking of the Krogan being stuck on Tuchanka, yeah, I think it's still going to be horrible for them like it was before. But now it's even going to be worse. Now they have even less places to go to. They have even more restrictions. They have Guardian foot soldiers patrolling through the streets every once in a
I
while.
don't think like it was in the main lore that the since the war no one's have seen foot soldiers, maybe even once, but we will talk about this that event when we will talk about the Guardians and about Shepard in detail. But the foot soldiers are not there because they don't really want to terrify the rest of the galaxy because if foot soldiers would be present, then I don't think that anyone would accept the Guardians as true saviors and stuff like that if they would still use those forces regularly. So
Well, I'm not saying that they're on every planet, but if the Krogan were never cured, they're still, in that case, Shepard did see them as some sort of a threat still. So, um, why
like
not have it on lockdown,
but
more or less?
but the Grogan told to Shepard that actually they were dying. So it's like
Yeah,
they
but
will die eventually.
but the Krogan were also dying for like 1,500 years. You know,
Like they are living long lives, but that's all.
they, they live long lives. They still have children to certain percentage, but still, it's still going to take for them to die out. And if one of them were to, go outside of the Guardian's
Well,
vision
the thing is
and
that
try to find a way.
Shepard didn't want to commit like a holocaust on Krogan. They like Shepard just didn't want the Krogan to dominate the galaxy. And blocking Tuchanka just does that. The Krogans can't dominate the galaxy. And that was like what Shepard wanted. Also, some Shepherds like do only this to get the aid of the Salarians. It's not like about, you know, hating the Krogan that much, but about the Salarian fleet and aid. So there are many different things. Why would a shepherd do something like this? But I doubt that any shepherd would commit homicide on the Krogans to like eliminate them completely, because that was not the point.
Well, once again, I'm not saying that these are death camps or anything, or that the Guardians are actively wiping populations out. That they just have them under, what do you call it? They just have them under their control. They are making sure that they control every aspect of their lives, so they cannot do anything
Like they
that they don't
cannot
want them
do
to.
anything this way. They're fighting, maybe fighting their own little wars between each other, which is even better looking from this angle. But actually, I think that because Shepard is not manually controlling the Guardians. The Guardians are still thinking for themselves, just like they did when they were Reapers. And the thing is that I can still believe that even though a Shepard like countered the cure, like the Guardians would still look out. Like they may change. Maybe it will take 1,000 years, but they may change. They may not pose that threat. But if they still do, well, we will be here and they will not leave Tuchanka, that's for sure. Because, if they can't leave Tuchanka and they can be monitored from orbit, I'm pretty sure that the Guardians can monitor them from orbit, or one or two can be present on Tuchanka, like on land. But I don't think that they would need soldiers to patrol Tuchanka. Like the Tuchankan wildlife is dangerous. The Krogan would actively fight against it. I don't think that.
But that kind of be the point, though, is that the Krogan are once again just very warlike species. Now, of course, you'll have some who are like Rex who see the good parts, the opportunity of having peace, of having negotiations, of being politicians. It may be boring to them, but it is useful. Whereas um, his brother Reeve is just completely a warlord. So uh, here's the way I think about it: is that there's the freedom to be whatever you want to be, or there is the other choice of we will force you to be good. And that's what I'm talking about right now. Is that if the Krogan are not trusted enough to continue to breed, maybe the Guardians might take it into their own claws.
The thing is that what another thing that what why the Guardians don't give technology to anyone, because they their morality now, their policy is now that the species should develop in their own pace from now on. They will not share technology ever again. So it's like they will not take someone else's evolution like and development into their own claws or hands. They will observe, and when it's absolutely necessary, then intervene, but just for the time being, but not for constantly um, being
helping.
around, and like yeah, they helped just to recover, but then they
Hmm.
left. Like then they didn't interact after they helped for like 10 or 20 years, but just with supplies, not with technology, not with science and culture, nothing, just with
Well,
aid.
I think the reason why the Reapers wouldn't give technology over is because I don't think they'd see it as necessary. You know what I mean?
And yeah, they don't see it necessary, and it would be counterproductive.
Hmm. Um. So back to the to Chunk, we kind of got a little off topic there.
Yeah,
Um. So once again, I personally anyway just see Tachanka becoming an even more depressing place
well, that's
if
for
you do not
sure.
cure the genophage.
That's for sure. Like, one more thing that I'm pretty sure that, especially if you save the Malen's data, but if not, like if Eve is around and you saved Malen's data, well then there are um, some people in the universe, maybe Solarians, maybe Krogan, maybe humans, someone who wants to really cure the genophage. And I'm pretty sure that there are secret initiatives to do this. Like, not with the what was its name? Shroud? Not with the Shroud because that's destroyed, but with vaccines and stuff like that one by one.
Hmm.
So it's not like something that, you know, that someone would just give up on it. Maybe a sorry. I think that the highest chance if there is someone like that is from the Asari or the Salarians.
Well, we could talk about that specifically. That's a pretty big topic on its own. So I think that could be its own topic, personally speaking. But
But yeah,
yeah, I think if Eve survived, or and you save the data, I think that there is a chance that you might have a side mission or something,
well,
or it might be even
maybe
a main mission in this
I
case.
think even without that, it's like if you saved the data, then and Eve survives, I think that Eve would have a secret hideout where you could meet with Eve and kind of with other females and children and babies. Like, but if you didn't save the data, then there would be that side mission that someone wants to save the Krogan with vaccines and stuff, but you
Hmm.
wouldn't see the hideout. So visual representation of these kids, Krogan kids and babies and females would be even less. It would be even more depressing. You know, it's a scale.
Yep.
So yeah. So yeah, if you didn't cure the genophage and it's a depressing place, that's for sure. And
Yep.
and I think that it's kind of the worst. The 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 absolute worst to Chanka is when you originally save Rex, then delete the data, and then don't cure the genophage because I think that Vreeve is even better than some other warlord, like anyone. Maybe Vreeve at least has some kind of power to hold these Krogan like on a leash.
Well, I think Reeve is incompetent enough that you can actually control him to a degree.
I don't know. Maybe it's a bit better. Maybe.
Well, because if you got a Krogan with a stronger will and he's just as crazy as Reeve, then you got somebody who you cannot manipulate to follow your lead, and you have no choice but to fight in that case.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
don't know about that one.
I don't know too. Like Reeve is kind of aggressive too, so and he was lied to, so maybe
Hmm.
it would be kind of the same.
If Reeve and Rex were to be killed, I would see Eve trying to take control of the situation, trying to you know
Yeah, maybe there could
be the
be
leader in that case.
maybe there could be a small event chain with that Eve tries to
Hmm.
take control of Clan Ardnot.
Hmm. But in this case, if she lives or dies, I do also see another male Krogan trying to take power.
Yeah.
What this Krogan's name is, I have no clue yet, but I do see something like that happening.
Yep. So so there is that. There is that. I wanted to say something. Yeah, if you cure the genophage, I'm pretty sure that and Rex is alive. I'm pretty sure that there is in the main hub area on Tuchenko that you will visit, there will be a statue of Mordin. That's for sure. Because because yeah, Rex wants to honor Mordin, and it's a good propaganda tool that the Krogan should not hate Salarians that much, because Rex wants to do peace between the Krogan and the other species. So yeah, there would be a statue for Mordin. And if if you cure the genophage, but Rex is dead and Reeve is in control, then I'm pretty sure that that statue would be about Reeve. Reeve made a statue for himself
Yeah, exactly.
and
Well,
proclaimed
if you
himself
actually,
the savior of the Krogan.
yeah, he even takes credit that I am the savior of Tuchanka, I believe in number three,
And I'm pretty sure
and
that the Krogans believe him.
of course, um,
But I can imagine that if you cure the genophage, like if everything is kind of happy and flourishing, but not as happy as with Rex, of course, but it's the Krogan is doing pretty well, then Reeve would be not be as aggressive. Like, he's the kind of fat emperor, He's enjoying the time with the females and the food and stuff like this.
I I could see him stocking up on weapons and stuff, but I don't see him actually warring with anybody really
Yeah,
outside.
it's like, but I think that Reeve should be then be a puppet, like how you could, influence him. I'm pretty sure that other smarter Krogan would influence Reeve, and Reeve would actually be a puppet with women and food, and kind of like with big weapons.
Yeah. Um.
Maybe the shaman of Clan Urdnot would be the real leader of the clan.
hmm. Let's see. So if you cure the genophage, Reva's around, and Eva's around, I would say uh, Eve and Reeve. Jeez, that's a tongue twister. Um, that they would be at odds with each other.
Yeah,
That part of the reason, what I'm thinking of anyway, is part of the reason why the Krogan do not want to just conquer everything like Reeve may want is because Eve or Bakara, whatever you want to call her, um, she is basically influencing one half of the Krogan population.
yeah. I'm not sure about Reeve. Like, I think that Reeve would do it for fun, but he's not actively encouraging Krogan to do it. Like, he is maybe doing some hate speech, you know, making like worse the Krogans. Even, the Krogan has fiery temper, and he's doing some hate speech time to time, but he also, you know, it's not, he doesn't want to ruin this. He also, like, I think that Reeve is smart enough to realize that the aliens cured them and they could bomb them back into the dirt with with another genophage or with actual bombs. So pretty sure that Reeve is doing some hate speech, but he doesn't advocate for war because he is scared that he will lose this wealth.
I think if yeah, I do think he is smart enough to know that the Guardians would definitely be a problem. But like I said, if Eve is around, I think there's going to be a lot of headbutting right there,
Yeah.
between them two,
Well,
because he doesn't have full control in that case.
yeah. So there will be one event, one really a major event in Krogan history, what a conflict that has become an open conflict for at least today or a few days. And I really want to talk about that, but that's another major topic. Um, what time? Oh, it's. I think that it's maybe time for that. So I will start this. Maybe we will talk about it later. But first, do we have anything else about the Krogan outcomes?
If you do not cure the genophage, and Reeve lives,
Well, he's advocating for war. Then
okay,
I'm pretty
and
sure.
if you do not cure the genophage, Reeve and Bakara live.
If you do not cure the genophage and both of them live,
No way, is
hmm,
that possible? Hold on, my goodness, am I getting this mixed up with something else I wrote? My goodness,
I think it's possible.
I'll have to check my notes on it. My goodness.
I think it's possible, but yeah, I think that the underground bunker of Eve would be there, so she would lay there her underground society, just like with another Krogan warlord. Like Reeve, if you didn't cure the genophage, like Reeve would be just the same as any other Krogan warlord.
Well, I think if the genophage is not cured, and let's say Picard dies in this one, I think Reeve would definitely try to, I don't know, fight or something. I don't know.
I think that it
Um,
wouldn't be so different. Like if you didn't cure the genophage, then if Reeve is not present, there will be a warlord. If Reeve is alive, then it would kind of be the same, but it would be Reeve, not a no-name Krogan. But they would like act kind of the same. Um,
yeah.
i- if if Eve is alive, but if Eve is not alive, then it's just the depressive reality. If Eve is
Hmm.
alive, then Eve has her little, you know, um,
Spark of hope.
s- uprising and bunker society and stuff
Hmm.
like that, and she will have a few missions to, you know, to overthrow the dictator. Let it be
Hmm.
Reeve or someone else, but it will be kind of the same. So we have to design the games to be, budget friendly. We really have to design a game here, and if Reeve is alive, the dialogues will be different, but
Hmm.
it would be really just the same.
Well, what do you call it? Just one quick thing. Sorry. If Eve and Reeve both live and the genophage was not cured, I see them maybe teaming up. Secretly, of course, to for the betterment of the Krogan. Because in the end, I think Reeve would want the genophage to be cured for his own purposes, but for it to be cured. Whereas Bakara would, once again resist against what's going on here.
I don't know. I think that Ray would lost his mind if if the war curing the genophage thing was a lie, because he led the Krogan to help the humans and everyone, and a lot of Krogan died in that war, and then they realized that they've even lied to. And it would be such a loss of face for Reeve that he would never ever, give up on a war again. Like he's advocating for war, that's for sure. And I don't know, I think that it would be much more, you know, he kind of lost his mind, I think.
Hmm.
So he wouldn't care about that. He just cares about revenge. And yeah, one last thing. I really want a mission where Krogan would like to attack. Um, a, they want kind of what the Batarians did with the asteroid against Terranova, like, a terrorist mission. But it's like Krogans would like to drop a bioweapon on a planet, a capital planet. And the thing is that the target of the planet would be different because if you cure the genophage, then this group has no problem with the humans and the Solarians because they saved the Krogan. They are the kind of the allies of the Krogan, so they want to take revenge on the Turians who were kind of at fault for the first genophage. So um, they would they would target Palawan. It's just a bit different. But if you didn't cure the genophage, I think that the target would be Earth because the humans are even worse, kinda. They promised that the humans and the Solarians were their last hope, and Commander Shepard just lied to them. So a slight change in the mission, but it would be interesting to see. Um, yeah, that just a mission idea, and they would go with a ship, with a tanker or something. And who gave them that bioweapon? Well, I'm not going to spoil anything. But that's the thing, the Krogan scientists didn't make that bioweapon. So, um, so yeah, there was one major event in Krogan history in the last 30 years between Mass Effect 3 and Mass Effect 4 Guardians was an event when, the Council kinda limits where Krogan can expand. Like, if the genophage was, well, if cured, if not, there was a leader of the Krogan that wanted to colonize the planet. And initially, the Council kinda approved this request. It was requested. And the thing is that it turned out that that planet is extremely rich in a special kind of resource. I don't want to go into detail now, but yeah, it's just expensive. And and the thing is that it's kinda next to the Turian hierarchy's territory. And when the Krogans started to build their first settlements, the Turians just stepped in and tried to boycott this war initiative because they wanted the planet for themselves. And it was kind of like a standoff where the Krogan and the Turian were like facing each other on that planet. And actually, um, it was like one Guardian was there, but they were kind of intimidated, so they didn't attack each other for a time. But then there was a stupid small incident that one side shot at the other, something happened, and it quickly, it sorry, in hours it escalated to an open conflict. And Turians and Krogans, like the Krogans tried to rush and take the Turians military outposts, and the Turians started to bomb the the Krogan's forces, ground forces. And you know that one Soul Guardian just said, like, stop, stop it. And what happens next depends on what kind of person was your shepherd. Because shepherd's mentality, like I said in the main lore, shepherd wrote himself herself into the guardian consciousness as a moral code. So shepherd is not controlling them manually. She serves as a moral code. And if, I say, if, um, the thing is that this guardian called the others, obviously, because it was just too, radical. And the thing is that if your shepherd was a pagan, I'm pretty sure that the guardians landed on the planet with overwhelming forces. They have put down some shields between the forces, like disabled the Turian ships with EMPs, and kinda they stopped the Krogan with shields or something. So it's like they without or like some kind of with these mind altering powers or something. So actually they calmed the situation without much bloodshed. I'm pretty sure that a paragon morality would do this, that they pacified the two opposing sides. But a renegade shepherd and renegade guardians, I'm pretty sure that they would just warn them once more, again, and then fire. Like they started to shoot at both sides, and then they once once since the war, they released ground troops to um, between the two sides, and it was kinda like a horror again, because these foes that kinda like maybe 20 years have passed or more, like these foes were nightmares, and they're just seeing these nightmares again. And then the galaxy realized that these abominations are still somewhere kept secretly, just to be launched again someday. And that's kind of a terrifying thought, that there are some millions of Reaper abomination troops stored somewhere and they just don't know. Because I'm pretty sure that a renegade mentality wouldn't just dispose these troops. They would be kept for an occasion like this. And renegade guardians just used this. So yeah, this will be one occasion, that one really major event. That was kind of like the only event when the guardians stepped in with force. Many guardians. What do you think?
Um, yeah, I like it. I think that, well, I think it's a very good idea, like you said, that if Shepard was a paragon, or more or less paragon anyway, um, that the Reaper would pacify the situation as peacefully as possible, whereas Renegade would warn them a couple times, and then
Obliterate like most of the forces,
yeah,
and then like when they just stopped, when they are just defending themselves, then stop and warn them again. Like put down your fucking weapons.
exactly. Um, I think that Reaper troops should, well, not should. I think the Reaper troops would be seen very rarely. I don't think people would go, oh my god, I see them all the time. I think, for the most part, the only time that people really realize that there's still tons of them out there is that one situation.
Yeah, that one. I don't think that they would be shown ever. Like only this one time. What would be a shock to the galaxy that there are many supporters of the Guardians at this point, like after 20 years, but even they have to realize that, oh my god, these troops are actually like somewhere kept secretly, just for occasions like this. This
Yeah.
invasion force is still present somewhere and we don't know where. And it's scary.
I personally see the Guardians as a galactic police force at this point,
Yeah,
almost like that. Whereas, they don't deal with the smaller situations, but if something gets out of hand, they will step in. Um, I see maybe there might be some ground troops in Omega space. Now, not saying that they're in Omega, but they're, on these outpost worlds searching the nooks and crannies of smaller abandoned bases. Maybe they're there, but once again, I don't think. Okay, how about this? They're like the collectors before you see them in Mass Effect
yeah,
2. That they're technically out there. It's just they're incredibly rare to see.
yeah, exactly.
Um,
So after,
yeah.
I'm not, I don't think that these, I want, again, this is the hardest part because I don't want to spoil too much from the game and, where these troops are hidden and stuff like that. This will be part of the main plot in the game. So it's
Don't reveal it.
like obviously this will be part of the main plot. Like the Guardians, it's the name of our game. Mass Effect
Mhm.
4 Guardians. The Guardians will be a main plot kinda in the game still. So yeah, because I think that we still have much time and and I started to talk about this that I wish to reveal as much as I can because I can't reveal much, but I really have to do some. I really do have to tell you some part of the main plot, at least tease it. So the thing is that the main plot will not be as obvious. Like in Mass Effect 1, you are kinda in the first mission. You see Sovereign, you are after that mysterious ship, you are after Saren, all of it is tied up around them. In Mass Effect 2, Collectors, first mission, Freedom's Progress, as I can remember. Um, so the thing is that you are after the Collectors. Once again, you are after that main enemy from the very beginning. Mass Effect 3, it can't be more obvious, like Reapers everywhere. Like, yeah. But here, it won't be that obvious. Like, it starts slow, it starts very small. You are one, you are or two, you know, aspiring specters, and you are not after one main big enemy at the start, but you will experience what kind of galaxy this is. You will experience just in small details first that what it's like, what is this legacy of the Reapers and the Guardians, because at the end of Mass Effect 3 you could talk to the Catalyst, as Shepard, and the Catalyst revealed to you that the Reapers did many many things to solve the ever present problem of the organics versus synthetics. And and the thing is that you will explore the galaxy. You will explore the galaxy much more, much more freely because you will tasks, you will do quests and questions and stuff like that. You will do much more exploration. And I don't mean like in Andromeda when you go down to a colony, to a planet and go around in a Mako and stuff like that. No. You will get assignments and you will visit many parts of the galaxy. to do these missions. Like, and this will be the freedom of exploration, that you will have like 10 or 20 assignments and you can choose where to go. It's not like you will go around the planets, that much. Um, you will have like, actions, when action, vehicle action and stuff like that, but it will not be that big of it will not be a core element that much. We don't plan it that way, at least. So the thing is that as you go around and do these quests, first you don't even know that you did a main quest. It will not be obvious. We I want to make a game, we want to make a game for you that is not obvious, that is much more subtle. And maybe at the middle of the game, you will have a main plot. Start to, realize what is the main plot. And it will develop, like you will put it together like a puzzle. And the enemy is, you know, I wouldn't say like after this monologue, you can think that the Guardians are the enemy. But I'm this dream may never come true, but I will work so hard to prove it that it's not in vain. But I really want to see the people's faces when they realize these kind of things, that it's not that easy. Like when they realize what is the true enemy and how that life is not just black and white. I really want for you and the people and all the gamers who love Mass Effect to see their faces when they put together this puzzle. When they experience the legacy of the Reapers and Guardians and realize what they were doing in the last couple of, I don't know, millions of years. It will not be like a mega Death Star or something like this. No. As I said, it will be much more subtle, but it will be packed with drama, action, and meaningful choices. That's what I can. And yeah, I told very little, but I will take the risk. I will take the risk. I don't want to spoil anything major.
We do have a plot. We do have what we want. We have it thought out,
Yeah,
and we're trying to create it right now.
yeah. So you just have to trust us, and I hope that one day they will come when BioWare will trust us. Well, we know that, uh, you know, and that is why I'm asking you all the time, and that is why I think that this is the perfect time to give a close to this video, this podcast. This is why I'm asking every one of you to please subscribe to our channel and share it with everyone you know, everyone who liked Mass Effect, not even a big Mass Effect fan, but would be interested to see a good Mass Effect game, well written, well crafted, with heart and soul. So please share it with your friends, share it with anyone who would be interested to see the next great Mass Effect game. So please just give a like and give a sub and give a share. That's all we are asking for. It's a greater help than you can ever imagine. Thank you. Well, and thank you for watching. Thank you for it. I know that it's become really emotional, but this project is kind of like it was next to everything. It was next to be everything for me in the last half year since start. And yeah, I met Tyler, which is great.
I'm gonna be over here. I got something in my eye.
Yeah, me too. So the thing is that we will be here and we will still continue to do these kind of things, and maybe in the future we will be able to work on a Mass Effect game. But yeah, we need your help with that. So my name was Commander Naomi Demeter, and here was Lieutenant Tyler Rusty, and we wish we will see you in the next Mass Effect 4 Guardians video. Bye bye. You say bye bye, Tyler.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bye bye. Bye.
I will.